And then all of a sudden I'm looking across the way and the mast starts moving. It's moving like way further than it should. And I'm like, that's kind of weird, right? And then it goes, it like the song comes to the peak and it's like, I love Paris. And then and then I realized it right when that happens. It was like comical. And so then I run across the way just when Bill realizes it. Good thing I like to watch the rain, guys. And so we're like freaking out, and the rain is like so heavy, and it's coming down in sheets and blowing everywhere. 60-mile-an-hour winds is what took this big hunking boat. And so
Okay, we need to back up. This started when we decided to buy a home on the canal. We knew the dock needed to be expanded. We called several places, including wood dock and seawalls. We chose them and scheduled the work. After waiting months, we were called the day before and told to move our boat. They planned to start work the next morning. Tuesday, they originally said it would only take a day, possibly two.
the wind started doing wind things, and like wind does, it blows things around like the boat. So we're putting in a new seawall or dock or whatever, because our dock is small and our boat is big, and that's not like good. And so we had moved our boat to our neighbor Bill's house, which is on the other side of the canal in this big beautiful bay. And I don't know why I'm talking like Donald Trump right now, but bear with me. My brain is a little bit fried. And so we brought it around, parked it here. Then big storm out of nowhere. I was walking home and it was like fine, like nice weather, hot, clear as day. And then all of a sudden giant clouds roll in and it just starts pouring. And so I love the rain. And so I went out there to go look at the rain because I like watching the rain. And the backyard looked weird without the boat there, and it was giving me like weird vibes. And so I just went out to the front yard to watch the rain instead. And I was just like laughing at all the different kinds of rain. I don't know. And then all of a sudden, I was looking across the way. I was listening to the song I Love Paris. And so it was like, I love Paris in the summer. And then all of a sudden I'm looking across the way and the mast starts moving. And it's moving like way further than it should. And I'm like, that's kind of weird, right? And then it goes, it like the song comes to the peak and it's like, I love Paris. And then I realized it right when that happens. It was like comical. And so then I run across the way just when Bill realizes it. Good thing I like to watch the rain, guys. And so we're like freaking out, and the rain is like so heavy, and it's coming down in sheets and blowing everywhere. 60-mile-an-hour winds is what took this big hunking boat. And so in this wind and rain, you cannot see, and my phone is like, hey, you've got water. And I'm like, I noticed. And so I call my dad, and he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, ah. And I'm like, yeah.
So at this time in the story, I'm at work and I get a call from Betsy that goes like this.
Hey, Tom, your boat has broken free from the dock and it is floating away.
After that, I yell at the shop foreman, jump in my truck, and head on out. Now, keep in mind, I'm 30 minutes on a good day away from the house. I do make it home in about 40 minutes.
And then I call my mom. Well, no, she calls me because Dad called her. But Betsy, which is Bill's wife, called my dad first. So it was a big mess. I mean, it sounds as messy as I'm saying it. And so then we got the boat well, it was over there, and then it floated to where we are now, and so, I mean, it was raining so hard you couldn't see across, and so we were looped around in the car, and it was like 5 minutes or something, and we got on the boat. I'm still in my school uniform at this point, by the way, and so we got the boat, and we got in one neighbor's yard, and we chased it 5 doors down, hopping fences, and there was this one fence that Bill couldn't hop, the neighbor, and so I did it, and he went around, and that time difference allowed me to get on the boat in time before it like floated off of the dock again, and he couldn't get on, and so I threw him a rope, and he tied it around a palm tree. No, he threw me the rope, I tied it, and then he tied it around a palm tree. And getting the facts straight, it's important, guys, journalism. And and so yeah, and then after that it was all good, but we have it tied in like 3 different spots and halfway between 2 people's yards, and it hit like a couple docks. It's fine. Everything looks fine. I checked it out. The bilge is fine. Everything seems fine. But yeah, the whole situation was stressful. And then I left my phone in the car because I didn't want it to get water damage, and also it was just like a liability, and I had like shallow pockets, you know, women's clothing. And so I didn't want it to like fall in the water or something. It's just a whole thing. And so I left it in the car, and when I come back, there's like 10 missed calls, and I felt so bad. I was like, and I didn't get any photos or video. I got 1 photo of it floating away, and that was like right in the beginning, and my phone was like barely working. But yeah, it's in Rice right now. So that's fun. Yeah, that's it. I just thought I should give the spiel now in case Dad wanted this for later. So you're welcome, Dad. I know it was kind of long-winded. I wish I would have like scripted it in my brain for a second, but again, I'm still like tiny itty-bitty bit of adrenaline. Bye-bye.
We are the revelry, we are the dreamers. We dance through the night in a boat, we can feel it. Aiming for the stars against the sky. When we are together, we are bright. We'll light up, yeah. We've been waiting for this moment to come. We were made for this adventure, we feel it in our blood. We'll light up.
Here it is for the first time. This is me getting on the boat and assessing where we're at and what's going on. Oh, what? Oh. Oh, shit.
Want me to untie it?
I don't know that you can.
Yeah, I don't know that I can either.
Get a buoy.
So you have a good story to tell.
Yeah. Well, I tied it good.
Yeah, you did.
It took
Yeah,
it.
there's no doubt there. Is that pole dug into the ground?
I think it's floating.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so it's floating, but I don't want it to just be floating.
There's something to do, right?
Yeah. Maria, don't worry about Maria. They don't use their boat or anything. So I can't believe it tore the dock off.
Yeah.
But
Well,
there was a 60-mile-an-hour gust.
oh, was there?
Yeah, big gust, huge gust, and it opened up our back door and blew our glass table.
Wow.
Yeah, it was ugly. It didn't last that
Definitely
long.
different on this side, I think, than our side.
Oh yeah, you guys are protected where your house is.
It's ghost boat.
This is too big for us.
You got it.
Okay. Now I just want to try to get this.
At least it's got a
Is
convenient.
it in the ground or no?
I don't know. It's not moving really easy.
Yeah, maybe it's got
It does
something
look like
else
it's
attached.
floating except for the tip.
Okay. Oh, yikes. There's the bottom. Oh, yeah, no.
You can
We
feel it?
definitely want to have it. I can feel the bottom of it still. Right here.
The bottom of this thing?
Yeah. It's got a bunch of.
Is it L-shaped?
That's what I was thinking. That's why it was stuck.
Yeah, it's L-shaped. 'Cause, well, you can feel the pylon.
It's a bunch of barnacles on it.
Oh.
I think we're still floating. So you're right here?
Yeah.
You're
The
making pain sounds.
that one? Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I wish it had landed in our backyard.
Yeah.
We wouldn't even call it.
I got gas for the dinghy, but it's in the garage. We should have enough
Bye-bye.
to get in.
We left a little doodad floating. Come back for it or something.
Do you see him?
No.
They're right there.
Dolphins! Now all we need is a rainbow.
And we all we need is one forward. You know how that one was spitting out oil before? Is it the engine? Is it doing anything? Like, is it look oily or anything back there?
Yeah. It's like angled too, right? Oh, it's smoking. It's smoking. I think we should be standing on it. We're not sure if we're hitting. We're gonna anchor here.
All right, so let's put anchor out then. I don't. This is all one day. We move the boat off the dock. In the morning, we all get up at about 5, move the boat around over to Bill's, and then some of the footage you see, I didn't leave for work until about 9 o'clock, and so I did some drone footage during the day just to show like before and after. Now I'm getting off the boat right now. Okay, you can see over here it's always a little stormy in the afternoon lately. I leave for work after doing some drone footage. Emma comes home from school to the whole storm thing. I get home eventually, Laura gets home, and then we film all that. Everything happens, the boat moves, gets stuck, and now we are anchoring it out in Terracea Bay because we have nowhere to go with it. Right now, you can see the boat behind me, and we're walking by the house. Here, the air conditioning unit's running, and then I'm gonna spin around, and you can see there's Bill's house, so you get a reference other than the drone footage. Okay, so we get it moved, we get it anchored. We're like, okay, the worst of it's over. But then I realize that the key for the dinghy is in the house, because I don't leave the dinghy key on the boat so no one can steal it. So we have to spend the next 45 minutes rowing back to the house. That's where it's at. On my way out in the morning to inspect the boat, I stopped by and check on the piece that we tied up
the part of the dock that got ripped off. Go by and check that out, and I see Bill's out on his dock. So I head over there. In the video, he's off to one side. You can clearly see where the front of the boat is at, or our dinghy, and the pylon's missing, and then the 12 or 15 foot long piece that holds where the planks go, that part is doubled up, so there's a piece that looks like it's intact on the dock, but it's actually half of it's missing. While I am there, Bill fills me in on some information and passes on some photos that explain a lot. Also, next week we will dive into the condition of the boat, what's up with the black smoke. Thank you for making it this far in the video.
It ripped it out. Now, I don't know what hit your boat, but it was not a bad dock, and it was not a bad tie-up. Personally, I think it was a downdraft, but it could have been a, what do they call them, water spout?
Right.
We have had one here before, but well, all of us, including Emma, were looking at the boat when it happened, because the wind and everything was so horrific.